All right, let's keep moving here into the surplus aspect of this. Remember, consumers used to have a surplus triangle entirely above that original $7 equilibrium price at this point right here. But now they only have this triangle because now they're not paying $7 anymore, they're paying $8. So this tax is taking away a little bit of their consumer surplus. In regards to producer surplus, it's the same thing but flipped. This triangle right here is the new producer surplus with the tax. They used to be receiving a little bit more at that old equilibrium price of $7, but now that they're only receiving $6 per unit, it's shrunk a little bit. Now, talking about consumer producer surplus brings up a good point of tax burden. Currently in this market, consumers and producers are splitting this tax even. 50% here is being paid by consumers, and 50% here is being paid by producers. Doesn't matter that the supply curve is the only one that's shifting. We gotta compare to the old equilibrium price to see whether consumers or producers are incurring the majority burden of the tax. And my biggest tip to you is the more inelastic party is the one who's gonna bear the majority burden. And when you hear inelastic, remember, think more vertical. Let's see this applied here. I'm gonna make our demand curve pretty inelastic, with a more standard 45-degree angle supply and supply plus tax curve. I go through the process here of finding our areas. Bear with me here. I drew this extra line here at that old equilibrium point because I want us to see how the burden of the tax changed. Consumers now bear a much larger portion of this tax than producers. Consumers are paying this much and producers are only paying this much because the demand curve is more inelastic than the supply curve. Put in different words here, because consumers are inelastic, the quantity that they demand does not change much with a change in price. And that change in price is the increase that's caused by the tax. So because they're more beholden or dependent on the good, they're not going to care as much when the price increases from the tax. And in turn, they're going to be willing to pay a larger portion of the tax because they kind of need the good. They need it more than the producers need to sell it. The more inelastic party has less market power and is the one who takes on the majority burden of the tax. All right, if that helped you and cleared things up for you, and you need me to teach you the rest of this class too, go check out my Microeconomics cram kit that I mentioned at the start of this video. This is basically like having me as your tutor the night before your exam. It's got all my best tutoring videos like this one right here that just step by step walk you through everything you need to know as fast as possible. So if you're ready to save your grade with me, go click the link in my bio to learn more.